Hi everybody, Brett here from Metropole. Happy New Year, and in fact, Happy New Decade. There's actually some good news and some bad news as we start the decade in Brisbane. The bad news is that there's been a report released lately, and a number of experts have been studying the fact that our tunnels that were built over 10 years ago now are not providing the congestion busting benefits that they were. Traffic's back to where it was about a decade ago before the tunnels were built. So guys, unfortunately we're back to square one, which is the bad news to start off. Commute times are just going to get longer, especially as you have to commute in and out of the CBD and the airports and all those employment hubs. That's the bad news, but the positive news is that will create an opportunity for investors. And in this latest article that I've written, I've spoken about 3 areas that we're targeting. And it's all really around the public transport and infrastructure that's being put in. The entry-level suburb of Capera, you can still get in there for low to mid 500s. Has a really strong train network, and I think that's going to get more and more popular. It's still a relatively affordable suburb. There's good schools and infrastructure. If we head on to the south side and we start to move up into the middle ring prices and suburbs, we're looking at areas like Holland Park West, where the Brisbane Metro is going to take a foothold in that suburb and provide some really good infrastructure in and out of the city. They're promising to halve waiting times, get you home quicker, and there's a bus, a type vehicle leaving every 3 minutes. And then at the top of the range, 800 plus, we're looking at areas like at Dutton Park, in and around Dutton Park, where again there's some really big infrastructure happening with the Cross River Rail. And there's also a huge realignment of the boundary for Brisbane State High, which is one of our better school catchments, because they're putting a new school into Dutton Park. So there's some big things happening in that pocket. I'd advise to stay away from large residential towers and things like that and get into the smaller boutique areas where there's less development. There's some bad news, but there's also some positive news if you know where to look in Brisbane, and that's what we'll be targeting for our clients this year. Happy New Year.